Our beloved Grandmother Turtle was born on November 13th, 1916 in Logan, Utah. She had a younger sister and brother, and they had great fun together. She married the love of her life, Lynn Klepper, and they moved to California, where he became a successful lawyer. They had 4 beautiful children, Bill, Ken, Kathy, and Bob. And then their children grew up and began to have children of their own. That's when she became Grandmother Turtle. We all loved to be around Grandma Turtle. She had enthusiasm and a joy and love of life that was catching. She loved to travel from the North Pole to the Southern Seas, from the coasts of Africa to the beautiful beaches of Hawaii. They saw everything from ancient ruins and enjoyed being home with their dog at 306 Hawthorne Street. She was a wonderful writer and published several books, but it wasn't until she became a grandmother that her true talent came forth in the works of The Adventures of Gus the Gopher and the wonderful tale, Grandmother Was a Turtle. We're going to act that out for you now.
Joy Marguerite's grandmother was a turtle. This would not have been strange if Joy Marguerite had also been a turtle. She was not. Joy Marguerite was a girl, 4.5 years old. She had blue eyes the color of cornflowers. Joy's father, Stan, was a law student. He too had blue eyes and blonde hair. He also had a mustache, which tickled when he kissed Joy goodnight. Joy's mother, Kathy, had long blonde hair and blue eyes. Kathy was loving and happy. Joy's sister, Kit, was only a year old. But she could walk and was always getting into things. Kit could say one word, doggy, which is what she called everything. Joy's family lived in a place called student housing. Student housing was a lot of big red brick buildings exactly alike. Between 2 of the buildings were some swings and a sand pile where Joy played every day with her friends. Sometimes, Joe also stopped to play on his way home from kindergarten. Joe was hard to get along with because he thought he knew everything. One day, Kathy came in with the mail, and there was a large green envelope.
Ooh, it's from your Grandmother Turtle.
Joy already knew that. She could see the picture of the turtle on the note paper.
Yippee! It says she's coming to visit. Yippee!
Joy Marguerite had always known that her grandmother on her mother's side was named Grandmother Turtle, but she couldn't remember exactly what her grandmother looked like. Joy's friends were all excited, excepting Joe.
What do you mean, your Grandma Turtle? She's coming over. Yeah, I know that, dummy. But why do you call her that? Because she's named that. Well, if you ask me, it's a stupid name. No, it isn't. Why do you call her Grandma Turtle? Because that's what she's named. Because that's what she is.
One night, Joy's parents were doing the dishes. They thought Joy was asleep.
I don't know if we should tell her.
Of course we have to tell her. She has to grow up knowing. That way it won't come as such a shock.
It was a shock to me.
You adapted.
Joy Marguerite was so excited for her dad to bring home her Grandma Turtle from the airport. She had been waiting all day. All of a sudden, there they were. First appeared Grandfather Lynn, wearing glasses and carrying a briefcase. And then walked Grandma Turtle.
Grandma Turtle!
Grandmother Turtle looked exactly the way Joy had expected. She was almost as tall as Grandpa Lynn, but much wider because of her shell. Her scaly skin and her shell, front and back, were a bright tropical green, the color of jungle leaves after a rain. She was wearing a fur coat and carried a purse. This morning the doorbell rang while the family was still at breakfast.
Hello.
I was wondering to see if Joy could play.
Sure. We're eating breakfast.
Actually, he had come to see Joy's grandmother Turtle. He was not disappointed.
She's a real turtle.
Over the next several days, Joy Marguerite had lots of fun playing with her grandmother. One evening, while they were playing together and her mom was out at the store, the doorbell rang. Her father went to go answer it.
Hi, can I help you?
That's your dad. That's Joy's dad.
Hi, I'm Joe's father, and I've heard some disturbing reports that Joy and the other kids at the playground have been lying to my son.
That doesn't sound like my daughter. But
I've heard that Joy is the ringleader.
I don't think so, but hey, calm down. And you can come in and we can talk about it.
Oh, Joy! Is this some of your friends? How nice to meet more of Joy Marguerite's friends. I'm Grandmother Turtle.
The second week of the grandparents' visit, it snowed. To Joy Marguerite's parents, the word snow meant only one thing: skiing. Even in the hot summertime, Stan and Kathy talked about hot dogging, modals, and snow plowing, as if everyone knew what they meant. As long as Joy could remember, her parents had promised Joy could have training skis and take lessons as soon as she was 5.
The banks are 72 inches deep at Snowflake. This will be a great weekend for skiing.
Really? Oh, but I think you ought to take the time off of studying?
Well, I have a midterm this Friday, and after that, I'll have to find some way to relax.
This is so convenient. Snowflake is a ski resort that's just an hour's drive away from your dad. You two can stay in the lodge with the kids.
I don't want to stay here at the lodge. I want to take skiing lessons.
Now, Joy, we already talked about this. You can start taking lessons when you're 5 years old.
But I'm 4.5, so I'm almost 5.
Well, we only have one day, and I'm dying to get back on the slopes.
Aww.
Did I overhear a conversation about skiing? Do they happen to have classes for beginners?
Well, yes, but they're in the mornings and afternoons on the training slope behind the lodge.
Well, that sounds perfect. How would it be if I took the beginner class with Joy Marguerite? We could look after each other.
Me? I like to do it.
Sounds fun.
Whoever heard of a turtle skiing?
Well, there has to be a first time for everything. Besides, this way, Joy Marguerite and I would be in class. You could take Kit into the lodge, and Stan, you and Kathy could spend the whole day on the slopes. It sounds splendid.
I don't know about that.
You are a tropical turtle from California. You shouldn't be out in the cold and snow.
I could bundle up.
I don't think they would have equipment that would fit you.
Oh, it must come in all sizes.
Yeah, Daddy, yeah.
Suppose you break a flipper.
Or crack your shell.
Oh, you can't spend your whole life afraid of your own shadow. Besides, my entire life I've had a list of things I want to do, and skiing happens to be one of them.
Well, I guess we could give it a shot.
We're doing skiing together!
Yay!
After getting equipped with some warm clothing and their ski equipment, Joy Marguerite and Grandma Turtle were ready at the beginner's class to brave the slopes. Their ski instructor was a man named Otto.
Okay, class. Now, to do a snowplow, you just want to put your ski tips together, like that, so you can go down the hill in control. Great job, everybody. Now for our last activity, we've gone up the chairlift for the beginner lift, and now we're going to go down this last slope to the lodge. And don't forget to snowplow on your way down.
He does nothing.
Woohoo!
Are you ready, Joy Marguerite? Okay. Take off. I'll be right behind you.
At first the slope was gradual. Joy Marguerite went slowly. She remembered to keep her skis even, not pointing in or out. She bent her knees. She wasn't wobbly and she wasn't afraid. She wasn't going too fast. Whenever she speeded up, she remembered to snowplow. She almost began to think skiing was fun. Then Joy Marguerite made a mistake. She forgot to pay attention. She glanced down the mountainside. Far below, someone had fallen over. Joy wondered if that person was hurt. While she was looking down, Joy missed the turn. She should have followed Otto's tracks, which curved around to the right. Instead, Joy curved to the left. Before she knew it, she had skied behind a hump in the mountain. When Joy came out on the other side of the hump, she could no longer see the lodge below her or the chairlift above her. On this new slope, the snow was fresh and white with no tracks. Joy was lost.
Lost. Nobody can find me here. Or my parents. I'll never get back home. There's no footprints.
Then, of a sudden, she heard a wonderful sound.
Joy! Joy Marguerite!
Grandma Turtle, how did you find me?
I followed your tracks. Ooh, it sure looks steep from here.
Ooh, it sure looks steep from here. Now it's like a slippery slide.
That's the perfect idea. Joy, you're so smart. This is how we'll get down. We'll slide down on my shell. Now, take off your skis and hold them in your hands. Okay, now you're going to sit on my front shell. I'll hold you with my flippers and we'll slide all the way down to the lodge. Whee!
In a second, they were over the edge, hurtling down the side of the giant bowl. Faster than a speeding bullet, faster than the wind. Down, down, down they swooped, picking up speed, first along one valley, then through another. At last they made a gradual turn, and Joy saw the lodge. A crowd of people stood clustered together toward the bottom of the mountain in the snow. When they saw Grandmother Turtle and Joy sliding toward them, they let out a mighty cheer and threw their hats in the air.
You made it. I'm so glad you're safe. You must have come down the Devil's Punch Bowl. I forgot to tell you that was off limits.
And it was awesome!
Ta-da!